June 14th, 1940. During World War II, Paris falls into Nazi hands as German troops enter France's capital. That same day in German-occupied Poland, the Nazis open a concentration camp at Auschwitz. 1985. Shiite Muslim militants hijack TWA Flight 847 shortly after takeoff from Athens, Greece.
He has pulled a hand grenade pin and he is ready to blow up the aircraft if he has to. We must, I repeat, we must land at Beirut. We must land at Beirut. We must land at Beirut. No alternative.
The hijackers demand the release of hundreds of Lebanese from Israeli jails. They force the plane to crisscross the Mediterranean, landing in Beirut 3 times. The 17-day ordeal ends after the hijackers kill a U.S. Navy diver and dump his body on Beirut's tarmac. 1777. During the American Revolution, the Continental Congress adopts the Stars and Stripes as the official flag for the new United States. 1928. Ernesto Che Guevara is born in Rosario, Argentina. The leftist guerrilla who fought alongside Fidel Castro in the Cuban Revolution remains a global icon. And 1946.
You're fired.
Real estate developer Donald Trump is born in New York City. Trump's celebrity hits new highs as host of the TV reality show The Apprentice.
While his actual birthday falls in November, today King Charles will celebrate his birthday publicly with the annual birthday parade for the British sovereign, known as Trooping the Colour. It's the such celebration of the new monarch's reign. Imtiaz Tayeb has more on the centuries-old ceremony.
For our sovereign Lady Elizabeth was to take the
It was 1952 when a young Queen Elizabeth II, seen here mounted on horseback, led her first Trooping the Colour. A now 260-year-old tradition that marks the official birthday of a reigning monarch, the technical head of the British Armed Forces. 2022, the late Queen's Platinum Jubilee was one of the largest in recent memory and would be the last time she would inspect the hundreds of horses and soldiers as they perform battlefield drills to military music.
Today in history, June 14th.
I know you all carry a heavy burden on your shoulders, and you do not need me to tell you that the eyes and hopes of the world are upon you, to act with all dispatch and decisively, because time has quite literally run out. The scale and scope of the threat we face call for a global systems-level solution based on radically transforming our current fossil fuel-based economy to one that is genuinely renewable and sustainable. So, ladies and gentlemen, my plea today is for countries to come together to create the environment that enables every sector of industry to take the action required. We know this will take trillions, not billions of dollars. We also know that countries, many of whom are burdened by growing levels of debt, simply cannot afford to go green. Here we need a vast military-style campaign to marshal the strength of the global private sector. With trillions at its disposal, far beyond global GDP, and with the greatest respect, beyond even the governments of the world's leaders, it offers the only real prospect of achieving fundamental economic transition.
Prince William doesn't make Trooping the Colour about himself. He never has. While the cameras search for drama, he stands, measured, steady, unshaken. Every year, his presence is a reminder. The future king isn't loud. He's consistent. He doesn't seek attention. He earns trust. Through decades of duty, public restraint, and private commitment, William has become the monarchy's quiet center. At trooping, he's not performing, he's protecting, not just his role, but the institution his grandmother guarded and his father now leads. He isn't waiting to be king. He's already doing the work.
It's my first visit, as you pointed to, and I'm very much looking forward to meeting some Palestinians today and seeing some of the culture and the diversity of the Palestinian way of life. So thank you for welcoming me, and I'm very glad that our two countries work so closely together and have had success stories with education.
The Holy Sepulchre, which is right here, directly across, and the gray domes, which I believe you'll be visiting later on. But here, this is the Garden of Gethsemane. Right to the right, just below, is also the tomb of the Mother of God.
Welcome to our convent.
This is Mother Abbess.
Stay here, please, okay?
But I'm sure you know more than that, but you know, whatever. But this is Princess Anne. Provides a stay here. Good. In 88, this is a photograph of Grand Duchess Elizabeth and Grand Duke Sturgis. This was at the blessing of the church. And this is your great-great-grandmother. This is a book on our two convents from Ascension and here at Gethsemane. This is for you to look through and have someone translate. Unfortunately, it's in Russian. But I can find a Russian translation. Yes. This is marked in there.
Let's see, excitable, prone to fantasy. Textbook case of female hysteria. We'll have her fixed in no time.
Stop her! Don't let her get away! Hurry!
Yeah! There's nothing wrong with me.
You've been gone too long, Alice.
One pill makes you larger, and one pill makes you small.
Friends cannot be neglected. Hurry.
And you know you're going to call Alice.
What's the matter?
The Hatter's the matter.
Hatter is my truest friend. If he's in need, I will help him. It will be a race against time. He is not someone you want as your enemy. Time is a he.
Underland. Your time is up.
We're stuck us all at 1 minute to tea time.
Tea time! Forever!
Hello, Alice.
Go ask Alice.
Hatter's counting on you.
Oh no, we all are.
You always were an irksome, slurvish, interrupting thing.
Remember what the dumb man said.
Oh no, not again.
Sorry. Pope Leo is headed to Chicago, sort of. His hometown is honoring him with a special event that's happening at Rate Field, home of the White Sox. The Pope is a White Sox fan. He attended Game 2 of the 2005 World Series there. The Archdiocese of Chicago says Pope Leo is taping a special message that will air during the live event.
Such an honor for our country. Donald Trump's reaction to the first election of a pope born in the United States was enthusiastic.
What greater honor could there be? And we were a little bit surprised, very happy.
The U.S. president, who many criticized after he posted an AI-generated image of himself dressed as a pope, even suggested the Vatican had called his office.
Are you planning to meet the Pope in the near future?
Mr. President,
Have you met him before?
They've already called.
Pope Leo XIV is U.S. born, but he has often opposed the current U.S. government's policies, with posts anyone can read on social media, including a message correcting J.D. Vance after the vice president said on Fox News that according to a Christian tenet, one should love people who are close to them more than others. Cardinal Robert Prevost responded, J.D. Vance is wrong. Jesus doesn't ask us to rank our love for others. Leo XIV has Franco-Italian roots, and he has spent many years as a missionary in Peru, getting Peruvian citizenship.
I think he's going to be critical of the United States stances on migration, on human rights, on arms sales to foreign countries. We're going to see a lot of the same. Is that this is someone who has a sense of the worldwide church and the needs of the world overall, and those are going to differ from the Trump administration.
J.D. Vance was among the last officials to meet with Pope Francis, who has described the administration's migrant policy as a disgrace. It seems the late Pope has passed on his baton of principles to his successor.
He is bracing for possible protests during this weekend's military parade. The so-called No King's Day protests are being planned nationwide. Tanks and other armored vehicles are set to line the streets of the nation's capital for Saturday's procession. And sources say mounted rocket launchers will be on display along with 6,000 soldiers and 50 aircraft for a flyover.
Something that's going to seem crazy. I need you to go in this closet, take a look around, then I'll tell you everything. That was 1960. I need you to go back there to prevent the assassination of John F. Kennedy.
Out of town, am I right?
You shouldn't be here.
If I had my life,
I don't know whether Oswald was the man who did it. You'll figure out the rest when you get there. You see, the past doesn't want to be changed. When you're close to changing something, you feel it push back.
Officials insist the parade is solely to mark the Army's 250th birthday. However, Saturday is also President Trump's 79th birthday. One of the organizers of the protests responded to the president's threat that any protesters will be met with, quote, very big force. Sources tell ABC News Saturday's military parade could cost taxpayers about $45 million.
Last thing you can say about killing a man is that it's brave.
Mr. Amberson, this is Miss Dunhill.
She's starting nothing.
When rules are broken, there's a price.
Price must be paid to set things right.
CIA's pulling the trigger. What do we do now?
Then you kill Oswald.
Everything you say is a lie.
They seem. Try not to understand, because it is impossible.
It's going to get more and more overtly occult as these things develop. I mean, Burning Man's totally in-your-face occult. I mean, that's just flat out, we're witches, we're here, we're New Age, we're here to work witchcraft. We're gathering together because there's more power. You know, this has been almost like programming that's been put into humanity's mind for a long time. Now it's more of a manifestation of this. This is just so far off the scale where this world is heading. The amount of time, effort, money that is being expended by Satan and his minions to implement his agenda.
A future that Ernest Cline, the writer of the book, envisioned. I was very careful with Ernie collaborating with me every step of the way to be able to find the movie narrative inside this dense forest of Ernie's profound imagination.
The Oasis being the ultimate toy box with all the toys in the world, and then playing that with one of the greatest filmmakers of all time. It results in just amazing action and such a fun adventure.
Ernest Cline is such a visionary, and I think has seen the future before any of us possibly could even imagine it.